NewGenGamers.com.
Retro. Welcome to another Ray's Retro Review. Today we are doing the original Mega Man for the NES Entertainment System.
Probably known for the worst cover art of all time.
Oh god, that was some awful cover art. Who do I want to start with?
I honestly have no idea what that was. It was like Tron. It didn't look right.
It was like some 40-year-old dude holding a crappy laser gun.
And had nothing. It looked like he was in a pinball setting.
He didn't look like a robot.
No.
It was, and
Bad.
it was also one of Capcom's early titles where they had like this weird black background with this red grid that just looked goofy as hell.
But as for the box art, which was rushed and really bad, the game is excellent. It is challenging. It has held up over time.
The reason the box art was so bad was because they didn't expect this game to do well.
And they didn't use the Japanese box art, which was awesome.
Which has happened a couple times.
Because I believe they commissioned the guy that did the box art for like just some. You have like 2 hours, man. Can you make us a box art?
That's exactly what they did.
It's pretty much what it was.
Went back in time. I've seen it.
It was just somebody's. Well, I heard that on an interview with the creator.
Now this game started a whole franchise of games and subsequently really made Capcom who they were besides their arcade titles. This game is an excellent title, and there's been umpteen Mega Mans afterwards. I mean,
umpteen actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, umpteen's about close.
Yeah, and I believe in umpteen.
What?
But one of the cool things about Mega Man, if you've never played it, is after you beat the boss, you can pick your boss character you want to fight, and each level is customly built to their specifications. As you can see, we're in Fireman stage. There's fire.
Lots of fire.
There's fire everywhere.
Iceman stage, what do you expect?
But on top of that, the level design themselves change with each level. So some are more vertical, some are more horizontal, some have different dangers.
And in the first Mega Man game, you could get one power-up that was an Electric Man stage. It makes kind of like a little level plane for you to walk on, so you could collect different things. But beyond that, the bad guy power-ups are about the only thing you got. But was a really cool draw, because say you beat Fireman, you get his Fire Blaster. It defeats Iceman faster. So there was a strategy to it, as there has been in all Mega Man games subsequently. And it really helps out. So there's a certain order you should go through the Robot Masters before you have to defeat the evil Dr. Wily. And what a menace he is.
Now, like, here's one of the
I
tougher
have no
timing puzzles.
How do you do it, Ray?
You have to time it like perfectly.
There it was. That one you can make it through.
Just go for it.
Just go for it, Ray. That's too dramatic. Later on in the series progressed, he gained a much deeper backstory. The game's difficulties definitely... Mega Man 2 is definitely about as difficult as this one. As they got on later in the series, Mega Man 4, 5, and 6, they were more cartoony. The difficulty level wasn't there. It was more mainstream, and they'd locked down the
engine?
The game engine?
The game engine.
Yeah, they essentially used the same game for
Yeah.
all of them. But Mega Man did get additional abilities as the series went on, such as
the ability to sliding.
The sliding would be really nice for up here.
The power busting, which
oh, you gotta love the power busting.
He got RC, the dog that would help him out with all kinds of different things, and Beat the Bird. That's what it's called. And Mega Man in Japan was known as Beat the Bird.
What is it?
Beat.
Ow.
Well, everything in Japan, Mega Man, everything in Japan was based on music. It had a rocking soundtrack that was supposed to be like 80s metal. And so the creator decided that the character's name would be Rockman.
Yes.
And later on, there was bass, treble, roll, rock and roll, his sister. Proto Man doesn't really fit in there, but
Nah. But maybe
he's known as Blues in Japan.
Okay, I was gonna say maybe something different.
In Japan, he's known as Blues.
Okay.
So each character has
That's why
something
every
to do
time he
with
shows
music.
up, you get that.
But in this one, there was just Mega Man.
And he was
And
Mega
so
Man.
here he was, just Mega Man versus the robot bosses.
Now, on a side note, I just want to add, they've been trying to make a Mega Man movie for probably 10 years now, and they just haven't got the production down, the right production company. And Capcom's somewhat protective of their licenses.
Street
So
Fighter, the
hopefully-
movie, the game.
They
yeah.
well, they should if anything, do it in CGI, I think. I think
yeah.
that would be cool.
There was, what, a comic book series, a whole line of toys that came out.
There's an anime. Of course, there was an anime for everything.
Mega Man has just went crazy. It's global. And this is the game that started it all. Excellent. Now, this is the only thing that's different from other games, is there's enemies in the tunnel leading up to the boss.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't have that in the sequels.
Definitely.
Now, here's one of the bosses.
Difficult. Look how much he's draining them already. It's insane.
Oh.
Oh, Ray, you're going to buy that back.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah!
Ray pulls it off and gets the flame power. Listen to that.
I am now a flamer.
Just like a champion. He will tell you he's not a flamer. So, Fireman's down.
Alright, well, let's go with the next logical one.
I absolutely love the music on these games.
Yeah, it's a really bumpin' soundtrack, and that was something that they focused on. And really, of the early games for the NES, this probably had one of the better soundtracks.
Oh,
Excellent
yeah,
platformer.
hands
It
down.
definitely changed the way platforming went. And they used the engine in many other games that Capcom made. Most of the Disney titles that they were licensed, such as DuckTales and Rescue Rangers, all Capcom games pretty much run off this engine, and it works.
Yeah,
They had it down.
they surely did.
So
And
that's-
And the thing that really set Mega Man apart was the fact that, you know, there really was a strategy to it,
Mhm.
and you had to kind of follow the strategy, or you were going to have a really tough time,
And
because
not to
these weren't
mention-
exactly easy.
Yeah, that and the cartoon characters. I mean, every robot you see here is really cartoony and fun. Those suction cup things had eyes, for crying out loud. And that's something that changed in the later series.
Oh,
Mega
I
Man
hate this
X.
part.
They made it very
Very
mature,
dark
whereas
and
this
gritty.
series is still cartoony and fun.
Now this is tough.
Hate the invisible blocks.
Once again, like I said,
And that thing on the bottom's not helping.
what is that thing?
It's basically
Just
a,
something to annoy
a
you.
spike.
A moving electronic
Oh, I had it!
spike.
Oh,
That's how devious this game is.
alright,
course-
Duck.
They're all robots, and everything's robotic in the game.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Good times with robots.
So let us move on, gentlemen. This was
This
a
was-
Ray's Retro Review.
For Mega Man for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
If you like robots,
You'll love Mega
you
Man.
will.
Thank
Happy
you,
arcading.
and happy arcading.
NewGenGamers.com